Hey, boys and girls, welcome to the BullyZone podcast, where Lance forgot to wear green. Happy St. Patrick's Day, buddy.
How's it going, guys? Your boy Lance Winners. How you guys doing today? It is BullyZone Live. This is episode 9, season 2 of the podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. How's your week been?
My week, it's been money, because that's all I know, money.
Green and gold.
Green, more like blue face. Blue faces everywhere, blue bands.
You,
I guess
this
green.
new generation still understanding them. I feel you, boy.
Yeah, green's only cool one day a year, and that's today. So, we got the green screen all set up. But enough about, St. Patrick's Day. I don't care. Too many Irish wrestlers, right?
Oh, yeah.
Becky, Finn, Sheamus. I like Sheamus, though. So we'll say he's Scottish.
I could put all three of them on the boat and send them away, but that's just me, ladies and gentlemen. But how you guys doing today? How's your week been? Just hanging in there, guys. We actually did a lot of stuff this weekend. We were able to go to 3 different shows, and today's the big recap episode, ladies and gentlemen. So sit back, relax, and let's have a good old conversation about where we've been and where we're going. So first and foremost, let's get into the WWE side of things. I've been all into Ronda Rousey. I've been liking this whole breaking stuff.
Well, before we talk Ronda, let's talk some big news. The big news I have is Triple H versus Batista has been scheduled for WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's
happening.
At the end of the Raw episode.
Yeah,
tell me about it, boss.
We've talked too much about Ronda. We get it. She's gonna lose. This one intrigues me. Batista versus Triple H. We don't know really who's gonna win, and it's a hardcore match, I believe, or no holds bar, or no disqualification, whatever you want to call it. There's so many names. It's a hard hitting match with these two big behemoths. These guys that carry the company for so long. Triple H, the former mentor. Batista, the A-lister now. He's everywhere in Hollywood. Any movie I see that's in production, it seems like Batista has a role in it. And any movie that's out now, he'll probably be in New Avengers Endgame because, spoiler alert, he died in Infinity War. It only makes sense for him to come back. They already got new director. Actually, returning director for Guardians of the Galaxy 3. So, Dave Batista got what he want, not only from Triple H, but from Disney, hiring back his favorite director to work with. How do you feel about this big-time money matchup being scheduled? Could be Batista's final run. We don't know.
It could be his last run, but it could be his greatest run, ladies and gentlemen. Like you said, Batista's come back bigger and badder and stronger than before. He's not a nose model. He's over here ready to blow some freaking heads off. And, Triple H is getting to the age where he can be Mr. McMahon and go missing for a couple years, run the business from the side, and let Batista do his thing. Batista did say that he was not going to be working with Guardians of the Galaxy if he did not get that producer. But he did get that producer. The
Director.
Cards are lining up for him. Everything is going perfect
Director
for
James
Batista.
Gunn, great guy.
Can't wait to see him Batista bomb the shit out of Triple H, ladies and gentlemen. But at the same time, he could just totally just work Batista and just Triple H wants to get his last glory ride. He wants to be able to take out his former, like you said, that was the guy that he tutored and taught to bring up into the company, was part of Evolution, phenomenal tag team, almost as good as D-Generation X, So Triple H has a mind for working the talent and seeing things in the long run. So who knows how things will go by the time we get to WrestleMania.
Me, I believe, is all just one big giant scheme for Triple H to get his win back against Batista. WrestleMania 21 main event, Triple H versus Batista for the World Heavyweight title. Royal Rumble winner Batista ended up picking the win over his former mentor of Evolution in Triple H. So I think Triple H might be, that was 05, I believe, so 14 years. He hasn't picked up that win. So it's a good way to make Batista look strong with a hardcore, weapons allowed kind of match. He could say, hey, you threw everything at me, and it took all that. It took 2 tables and 3 sledgehammer shots, put Batista down for 3 counts. So I think this is just a way for both of them to look strong, and Triple H will walk out with a long overdue win. It's okay. He's winning. He's running the company.
He's got to win WrestleMania, man. Even if he's going against Batista, even if he's going against Sting, he's always just got to go over, and that's just what we come to expect. So just tune in, guys. It's still gonna be a hell of a ride. Like you said, it's gonna be a 5-star match. Just seeing 2 big guys going at it.
I wouldn't say 5-star. No way. Nowhere near. Get me in there. Get you in there. Maybe they have a chance. Make it a tag team match. Evolution 1/2 versus the BullyZone.
There you go.
I like
There,
that.
take them on. Pick up the controllers, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do this. What else is going on? What else is on your mind? How you feeling
We
about
all
things?
staying on topic of WrestleMania matches being made. We have Randy Orton taking on AJ Styles at the grandest stage of them all. How do you feel about this? It seems like it feels like it should have happened already. They've both been AJ's been with the company since 2016 now, so that's 3 years. He had time to work with Randy Orton, other than just TV matches. So I feel like this is long overdue. You know, what's your thought on this match, Lance?
I think it's going to be intense, honestly. I mean, something's waiting this long. It's usually because they want to craft it, perfect it, make sure it's super nice and right just before they send it out to a main show, just like WrestleMania. You know, it takes a lot of planning to go through this. You know, you want to make sure you do it right. You don't want to have two big stars clash and have it subpar. That's the last thing you want to do. That's how you ruin a moment. And WWE is scared to ruin that moment, so they have the two of the biggest guys in their show going off against each other. And I think that WrestleMania is going to be the platform to see some explosions going on. And well, I'm glad it's finally happening. Like you said, it's been 3 years, so let's get them together and see what they can do.
It's been longer than 3 years now that I'm thinking about it. Randy Orton, one of the faces of WWE. AJ Styles, one of the faces of TNA wrestling at the time. This was a lot of dream matches for the neckbeards on the internet at that time. You know, a lot of people were chanting for AJ versus John Cena, and we did get that. And now WWE is fulfilling a lot of people other dream matches in Randy Orton versus AJ Styles. So I think this is just to please the fans who have been asking for this for so long. You know, 10 plus years since they both made their own names in their own respective companies. I think this, you know how I said I didn't think Batista versus Triple H was a 5-star match? I think if both these men go into WrestleMania motivated, AJ Styles seems anytime he steps in the ring, he's going to give you 110%. Randy Orton, on the other hand, he's the kind of guy who has every skill and talent in the world. He just isn't always 100%. He just might want to get out of the building early. But I think WrestleMania is the stage where Randy has to bring it, or else he's officially one of those washed up, past his prime kind of guys.
Yeah, and that's something that's going to definitely kill his ego. So we're going to make sure the Apex Predator gives it 110% as he comes into this match.
So at the end, who do you think is going to walk away with the win?
The Viper. Obviously, the Viper's going to come in and give him a sting. He's going to have a resurgence. He's going to have something come back. And like you said, there's still another match at that show involving two former members of Evolution. Ric Flair, you never know if he's going to be ringside support in Charlotte. That's 4 members right there. That's the whole cadaver. You never know what's bound to happen.
WrestleMania 35 just could be a grand scream to bring Evolution back together. One last ride.
And I called
before
it.
we put Rick in the ground. What did you want to discuss about Ronda Rousey? It seems like anytime I turn on, ESPN, there's a cover story about her.
Yeah, she's super controversial. She got things going for her. I've been pushing her, but this last Monday on Raw, I was going to tell you, she shot an unconvincing promo to me, man. Like I said, she was pulling me in as she's a heel. She's doing it. Let her do her thing, and then, she kind of just crumbled in front of me on Monday, and it hurt. You know what I mean? It hurt.
It was funny because she was just recently fined by WWE. Is that going to play into her not wanting to go to WWE? She might be spouting this is an unjust fining. I did nothing wrong. I'm just doing what my contract says. Show up, do my work. How do you think this fine is going to play into WrestleMania? It's only a few weeks away.
There's nothing you can pretty much do now. There's no way you can cancel a match. I know they say card subject to change, but that's not something I'd like to see them do in the last week or 2 or 3 before WrestleMania. So I think they're in that freebie period where you can pretty much get away with anything.
Yeah. I wouldn't be too opposed to maybe moving Ronda out of WrestleMania. She had her moment to shine the last WrestleMania. She had the best match on the whole night, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Her team with Kurt Angle. It is a money match, a triple threat between Flair, Becky, and Ronda. It's just a match that I have I wouldn't say no interest. Very little interest at this point. It's just they've been doing this for so long since before WrestleMania, it seems like, or excuse me, before Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
A story that long in the works, I get it, long-term booking. You're going to hear that every time when someone talks about this. I am a fan, but it just seems like this has been too long and too much in the main event. If you're going to have something this long in the main event, you need to cut it down. Maybe you should have had this at the Royal Rumble if you're going to do it this long. Or just start it at the Royal Rumble. This has been in the works since probably SummerSlam or Survivor Series.
It's been extended for sure, and it might have killed the interest of many people like yourself, but it has the potential to
short attention span
the
audience has.
Well, that's the audience. They're a bunch of marks. Their attention span's the size of a little squirrel. You know, they can't pay attention to much, so a lot of things go past. They miss a lot of things, and it's naturally, man. But we'll see. Like I said, money talks, and long-term booking. You can hear that a lot in the business, guys. But something else I heard in the business, Harlem Heat's getting promoted on up. You know what I'm saying?
They're getting, yes, promoted into the Hall of Fame, inducted into the Hall of Fame. Yes,
They went from legends to super legends, guys. This is official.
They went from legends to Hall of Famers. That's WWE lingo. If you're not a Hall of Famer, you're a legend. Please welcome. Yeah, who's not a Hall of Famer that should be? D'Lo Brown. He's a legend right now. Once we get him into the Hall of Fame, which I see happened pretty soon after the show last night, 3PW. We'll get more than that later.
Nice.
I'm ready to announce him at 3PW as Hall of Famer D'Lo Brown.
Mm-hmm.
No, not legend. It's past due.
It's
honestly.
well
Well overdue.
I just don't understand why they can only afford to put so many people in per year. I know it makes it a little more prestigious. It makes it a nice little class. But like I said, there's so many people that are unrecognized. And by the time they do get recognized, they're not even up there, you know. It's just a projection. And it's really sad to see that someone couldn't see their work be appreciated, you know.
Yeah, that's always a bummer when, you know, the said superstars being inducted can't make it for whatever reason. Most of the time they had passed away. What are you gonna do? Let's move on. Let's not get too down into the glooms.
Yeah, let's talk about one last thing, one more last sad part for me. This week in WWE, we had a farewell match going on between Kurt Angle and Apollo Crews, and it was in his hometown of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, ladies and gentlemen. Angle announced that he's done for realsies this time. I know he said that a couple times since coming back. But he announced that this was going to be his last farewell match. He had it against Apollo Crews.
No. He announced it's going to be his final run. His final match will be at WrestleMania. This Monday, he announces who his opponent will be at WrestleMania. I'm guessing John Cena. This Monday, Raw takes place in the very same place where John Cena had his first match ever in WWE against Kurt Angle. So what a better place to announce your final match against the man who had his first match against you than in the same arena. I believe it should be someone like Apollo Crews, someone who could use that rub to have a win over a Hall of Famer like Kurt Angle. Apollo Crews, any other names? See, that's the problem. A lot of these guys who I think could use that rub, use that push, they're already so far gone that this will actually get them name recognition. Anyone you think should have that final match? You know, I see John Cena as a big name. Baron Corbin, for whatever reason. I think maybe Shelton Benjamin. You know, they just brought him back against Seth Rollins. That was random. He's on SmackDown Live, so you know, what were they called? The Best Wrestling Team or whatever. Him and Charlie Haas. You know, being mentored by Kurt Angle. This could be a lot of mentor versus mentee matches at WrestleMania 35.
Sort of paying homage to the people who train the superstars to become legends to one day become
Hall of Famers. I like that. Yeah, legend to Hall of Famer. All right, well, that looks like it's all the big news we got today. It was kind of a lackluster week. I think everyone's just kicking back in, ready for WrestleMania and see what happens after that. Now let's get into our bread and butter, independent pro wrestling, indie wrestling. This week we had a lot of shows happening all around SoCal. We can't go to all of them, unfortunately. But the shows we did go to this weekend did not disappoint, let me tell you that. Friday, we had Venue Entertainment Wrestling right here at our home at the De La O Jiu-Jitsu Training Center. And I got to say, this show, very short show. No. A limited number of matches on the card. But those matches, the 5 matches that they had,
explosive.
Phenomenal. Exactly. I wanted to build it up. I want you. Let's just break it down a little. We had 2 title matches. We had their own Venue Entertainment Wrestling title on the line, SoCal Crazy. We had the OCCW champion, Gusten Uberstad, defending his title. We had some great tag team action. We had brothers going one-on-one against each other when their opponents don't show up in Los Luchas, right?
Yes, sir. Zocre and Phoenix Star.
So, Lance, let the people know what was one of your favorite matches. I know you had a good seat for the whole show.
Well, obviously everyone's going to say the main event was awesome. I want to highlight that as much as possible. And that was the Lucha Homies going against Van Amazing Jr. I like to call him Matt Vandegrift and Amazing Jr. Just explosive energy going on the whole time. The chops, oh my goodness, they were echoing through the dojo. It's good stuff. Yeah,
Amazing Jr. just had his chest caved in that match. But with that being said, Amazing Jr., I want to say, was the MVP of that match. I've seen him multiple times before. I'm always blown away. But this time, he was just clicking. For those who don't know, the De La O Jiu-Jitsu Training Center, the venue it's small. It's not a lot of room. There's some overhanging precautions you got to be aware of. Amazing Jr. was able to not have any of that mess him up. I know when you have lights in the way, low-hanging lights, low-hanging beams or whatever, that's going to cut off some of your moveset, because if you're a high flyer, you can't get high unless you want to crack yourself in the head on a light fixture. That didn't stop Amazing Jr. He did a moonsault from the corner where, ceiling's lowered, and was able to nail that perfectly and hit Little Cholo and take him out for a bit. And, that upper hand, open hand palm strike that Amazing Jr. has, is anytime he connects with that, I feel like it's over there.
It's heavy hitting, yeah. What was your favorite match in the show? What was something that you want to point out and talk about?
I was going to discuss the Lucha Homies versus Vandegrift and Amazing Jr., but we already discussed that. So I'll go to a second favorite match of mine. OCCW champion, Gusten Uberstad versus the Chiver Freddy Havoc. I like to see OCCW represented in their own home. And Gusten Uberstad, just the kind of champion he is, putting the promotion on his back. When he's got a crowd against him, that doesn't stop him. A lot of the crowd were Chiver fans. I like the way Freddy moves his own brand. He's very well regarded. A lot of them are family members. I'll give him that. Actually, I don't know. I don't know the guy too well. He is Mexican, so they all could be cousins and other cousins. Nieces and nephews, it seems.
And Gusten's the kind of guy I don't like. I'm telling you right now, he is not my OCCW champion. I've said it publicly. I've said it everywhere. But you know what? I got to give this guy his dues. When he's not working at OCCW, he's not as facey and smiley as everyone appears. This is the second time I've seen him outside of OCCW, and it's the second time I've seen him hit a low blow, man. And can I tell you, when Gusten gets dirty, he gets down and dirty, ladies and gentlemen. That's the guy you don't want to mess with. He's not throwing hamburgers at you. He's throwing that yummy, yummy, and it's a different level, man. So when he was able to pick up that win against Havoc, definitely let down all his Chiver friends. Just wow, man. Can I tell you, that guy got mixed feelings about him now. Now I don't know what to feel about the guy. He's great. He's not great. He's still not my champion, though.
I think you got to get on board of the Uberstad train. Call that Uber up, and it's Gusten. He's ready to take you on a ride down to probably to the gym, because, he's not fat. He's just too skinny. He needs some muscle. I'm the fat one. Anyways, Gusten Uberstad, still your OCCW champion, beating Freddy Havoc at Venue Entertainment Wrestling. Now, Lance, let's get into Saturday. Saturday, you had the pleasure of going to Destination 6 Wrestling in Barstow.
That's right.
I got to check out 3PW for the first time here in Cyprus.
Tell me about Honor and Glory, man, because I've been to 3PW at their first show, their inaugural one, Long Beach. That was pretty cool. Got to see highlight, like to shout out Mariah Moreno and Lois Grain going at it for the Vixens title. Meow. That was pretty cool. But how was it over there being in Cyprus? Because it was an outside venue, which I normally prefer.
It was a great show. It was hot, but that didn't stop anyone from having a great time.
There you go.
You know, there were drinks flowing, nachos being eaten, you know, hot dogs and hamburgers, I'm guessing. I didn't have any of that, you know. I got to watch the figure. I got to fit in the coat next week, but great show. A good amount of matches, so you weren't asking for more at the end of the show.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's run down the card. Let me know what you encountered and how.
I don't want to spend too much time on it because it was a long card. A couple of OCCW regulars, Drew Masters and Freddie Flores, were on the card, so I was excited to have them represent OCCW. Unfortunately, none of them were able to pick up a win.
Oh, Freddie Flores went against Wild Horse and was not able to beat the Shaman. The Shaman took him for a ride.
Hey, you know, I think Freddie Flores is more of a tag team player. You know, there's some guys who are great working solo, but their heart and, you know, bread and butter is in tag team wrestling. I think Freddie Flores might be that man. Still good on his own, but better as a team.
That's what I'm talking
Drew Masters was in a 4-way match, so I don't give him any fault for losing.
I told you guys last week that you guys put all your money in Drew Masters. You had a guy that's wrestled for 11 years. You got another guy that's been a champion. You got another, you know what I mean? You guys put too much hope in that kid, and I don't see nothing coming out of him. Maybe you can try to convince me on Heartbreak
you
City.
weren't there. You didn't see it. He had the pin.
See. I wasn't going to waste
No,
money.
he had the pin. You got to represent your home OCCW. He had the pin, and someone just came, broke it up, and pinned the guy that he was pinning. So he had the win. Someone just came and stole the pin from him.
So he almost had the win.
Yeah, I'm not saying he lost absolutely.
But he didn't have the win. He didn't secure the bag, right? As you kids like to say. He did not secure the bag.
Or there was no bag on the line.
That's your boy, Drew Masters. Anyways.
No, it's not my boy, but he's with my company, OCCW. I will represent OCCW till I die. You got to get on board with us.
So how'd you feel
we
about
got our fan right there.
Exodus coming into the game? Former member Tony Ray is coming in and having the tag team championship.
Originally the Post Commanders were scheduled to face off against the Ballard Brothers.
Yeah, tell me about it, man.
And as we all know, the Post Commanders are not wrestlers, you know, which would not be fair for them and the Legion Post they were representing. So if you want to have good representation, and I'm sure the Post Commanders were 100% on board with this, you know, given their match up to the heavy hitters. You know, Tony Reyes, who does represent that said American Legion Post, you know, went out there, put on a great match against the Ballard Brothers, legends from Canada. So I don't know how I feel about that. You know, good wrestlers, Canadian. I'm kind of.
I'm on the other end of the spectrum. I'm like, they're good wrestlers, but they're old. You know, and usually older talent, they work a little slower. They're not as on point. But the Ballards are actually, from what I've seen, pretty technical, and they can hold their own. Just not tonight or last night, it seems.
I think they would have had it if it was anywhere else, but they got the short end of the stick by having it in, you know, the heavy hitters' own, you know, kind of like their own home arena. The crowd was 100% on board with the heavy hitters, Tony Reyes and Biggie. They were able to walk away with the win. Big sidewalk slam elbow off the middle row combination to be your new 3PW Tag Team Champions. I like this. I like this team as champion, having a hometown favorite as your champion. It doesn't get better than that. Every promoter wishes that the hometown hero can get the championship. Sometimes it doesn't always happen, but when it does happen, like last night, it's amazing. The whole crowd's on their feet cheering. So that was probably just my favorite match of the night. Just how everyone got so involved.
The camaraderie behind everything. So besides the talent, who are you able to see? Who are you hanging out with? Who are you in the zone with?
You know, I had to see Sin Bodhi. He was there in the main event against Damon Devine.
There you go.
Sin Bodhi seemed to be out there all night, you know, while the other talent were just getting ready for their matches. Sin Bodhi, he seems to like the people. He's a man of the people.
Goes the extra step.
I was able to chat. I was able to chat with everyone, but Sin Bodhi and Sergeant Major were the only ones I was able to snag a pick with. Sergeant Major, he's a big dude.
I'm telling you, looks like
Man,
Kano.
yeah. He must be stealing my workout tapes. I'm wondering why I'm not getting them in the mail. He must got my crib scouted.
There you go. Oh man, do you have any word on when the next show is? Have they dropped that yet?
No information on that yet. I do believe it will be in Lakewood though.
Okay.
I was chatting with some of the backstage personnel over at 3PW last night. So keep an eye out. Tune in to BullyZone every Sunday at 3. We'll have your information on that. And I'm sure we'll have Tony Reyes before the big show, but tune in. Now let's go up north to Barstow, Destination 6. How was that, Lance? I know you had a busy day there.
So for the pleasure of those watching, just want to say hello. Thank you for tuning in. I don't know what's going on with my eye over there. I'm blacking out. But we were able to be in Barstow, California. I was able to be in Barstow, California for the amazing show Genesis, brought to you by Destination 6. Super cool card, all stacked up. There's just one problem, though. I was almost late. Traffic was ridiculous. It was a 3-hour commute. It was crazy, but luckily I was not one of those cars that was mashed up and crunched like a little. Ugh. Don't even get me started, man. You go on the freeway, there's a big crash. You go on the next freeway, there's another big crash, and that's how it was the whole way there. So you could just only imagine the frustration and time it took to get all the way out there. What's going on, Chiver? It was great seeing you Friday as well. Tony Reyes just tuned in saying that he'll actually give more information shortly, so tune in to Tony Reyes and 3PW on social media. You should have said hi to Dorian. You missed him at the show on 3PW's telling you.
Yeah, I was having a good time with the people there, so I'm sorry if I didn't get a second to shake your hand, Dorian. I'm sorry, but next show, I'll see you there. Buy me a drink.
There you go. Yeah, Joe, the 15 was just a mess, man. That's that last stretch, let me just get to Barstow, and oh man, it was crazy, but everything was cool. Was able to get there. The show ran without a hitch. It was perfect. Thanks to everyone who took the drive. There's a lot of people coming in from OC, Team Orange County. Also got people coming in from Anaheim, Long Beach, etc. So it was cool that everyone was able to make it out here safe. Nobody was those crunched little cars. I had fun. I was actually allowed to move on up a little bit. As they say, I was doing some ring announcing tonight. And that was pretty cool. Got to introduce everybody, let them know what's going on. So with that being said, I have the information for the full card. I want to go over real quick.
Let's get the high points.
What do you want to cover, man? We got
the best
30
matches.
minutes. What do you want to what Game Changers. They're from Hollywood, Florida. They go against Team High Risk. Team High Risk won. You got Congo Crash from Parts Unknown. Oso Loco, they tied each other. That was great. Chris Camacho, Bobby Rios, they got a tie-in. They're both new. They both never came to Barstow, so that was cool. Rios was able to pick up the win.
Yeah, let's talk more on that one. That's a match I had a lot of interest in.
Okay, what was interesting about it was having El
Chris
Conejo
Camacho,
Negro, 186, the man, the myth, the legend, just off parole. He's been scheduled to come to D6 for quite some time now, but like I said, as parole officer, there wasn't really much time to figure it out and get it going. But he was able to finally come out, no ankle monitor going on. And he went against Bobby Rios, man. And boy, I gotta tell you, Bobby Rios put a hurting on the boy. What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, like you said, it was no one won, double disqualification. What was the story on that?
Congo Crush and Oso Loco going at it. Congo Crush is the kind of guy, it's super big, like he's a monster. You seen Oso Loco thinking Oso Loco's a big guy, but Congo Crush is the real big guy. And they were fighting inside the ring. They were fighting outside the ring. And it turned out to be a no contest.
Wait, Oso Loco or Chris Camacho?
Oso Loco going up against Congo Crush ended in a no count. A no contest because they were both outside the ring fighting each other, giving it hell, not giving a damn about the referee and what he had to say. So the ref counted 10 and both men were gone.
Good. Yeah. What about Chris Camacho and Bobby Rios? That's the match Chris Camacho.
That match did not end in the double count out, whatever you assumed. It was like I was saying, Bobby Rios put a hurting on the boy, really showing him what he's made of with that lucha family that he's got. Bobby Rios is well established in Orange County in LA. So Camacho is coming in as a little greener, you know what I mean? He's coming in from East Los Angeles. You got Bobby Rios from Anaheim, so it was gang related. We brought the ethnicity that night, so it was very cool to see. So far we had the first match, which was a tag team champion match that just lit everybody on the crowd. You know, everybody was on fire. Everyone was on their feet screaming. When the second match happened, Oso Loco and Congo Crush, two big men going at it, just wild. Ended with a double count. Camacho and Rios came in and they just showed that Destination 6 has a little bit of everything for everyone. People who've come to Destination 6 since the first show, they were still able to accommodate them and give them two talent that's never been there before. So just showing that Destination 6, they got their eye on booking. They want to make sure they satisfy everyone, newcomers, and the long returning fans. After that, we got a brief intermission. When the intermission was over, we had nice little games going on. We had the kids coming on having fun. And we having a little confusion on the set. Confusion on the set? What are you talking about, Joe? There's no confusion on that set. I had everything running smoothly and calmly.
No, Joe, I'll give you your credit. I think you're right, but let's not get into his ego. If we tell him there's confusion, he wins. If you acknowledge him, he wins. Joe, you win. But keep on going. I want to hear the rest of the card.
After intermission was Sexy Chino versus Azrael for the High Desert Championship. Destination 6 is white belt, baby. And boy, can I tell you, it was a dance off for sure. Super fun to watch. It was crazy seeing Sexy Chino and Azrael go back and forth. The counters were amazing. They had a lot of great sets, but at the end of the day, Azrael got them all swerved up and dived, and Sexy Chino did not pick up the win, but Sexy Chino did pick up plenty of fans. The whole crowd was behind him the whole time. There was a brief moment where I thought maybe Chino was going to be able to take it over and become the new High Desert champion, but Azrael proved that there's no need for that, and he walked out still a champion. What was nice was before that, as they're coming into the ring, Azrael made a point that he didn't need divine intervention to win these belts, and he didn't need to keep this belt. So that would explain why they were not allowed on premises. He did it his own way. He came in like Frank Sinatra, baby, walked out with his belt. So there you have it with Azrael, Sexy Chino. Azrael was able to pick it up, do it clean.
I like that. I like it. I like the idea of Azrael as champion up there. You know, I like that. That's money.
Thank you for everybody watching. Thank you for everybody tuning in. This is BullyZone Live, Season 2, Episode 9, where we're covering the shows we've been through this weekend, including 3PW, Venue Wrestling Entertainment, and now we're getting into Barstow, California, as they presented Destination 6 Genesis. We want to thank everyone who's tuning in. Thank you to the people who are just tuning in right now. Make sure you share this. Send this around so the people who don't know us get a chance to see us. Moving into the next match, we had the one-man militia, B.A. Marcus Frey, going against the urban juggernaut, Sean Black. Man, it was crazy.
How'd my boy B.A. Marcus Frey do?
You know, he's holding up the franchise. He's part of the primetime players. So he has a lot on his shoulders, you know, walking into that match. And I think that might have gotten the best of him. He was getting very frustrated. You could see the guy. He was getting angry, you know. He couldn't get his way whenever Sean Black was pushing him around. So Sean was definitely in his head. He did not have Othello by his side. He did not have Richie Slade by his side this night. So I think that all added up to Sean Black getting the better of him. And I will admit that BA's frustration does lead to an increased strength. Kind of like the Hulk, you know, the angrier he gets, he just starts losing logic, starts throwing blows, whether they're clean or not, and he just starts pummeling them at a point. And I had a feeling Sean Black wasn't able to hold through. He was getting whooped pretty hard for a moment, but Sean Black was able to strive through and get that counter in and was able to win. There's a little stipulation behind this, though. So before the match started, B.A. Marcus Frey said he wanted that briefcase that Sean Black had. If you guys can recall, Sean Black won a briefcase at D6X. And with that challenge, Sean just had to win. He had to hold up and show everybody what was good. Gotta let them know how amped up does things. So he was able to send BA home crying without the win, unfortunately. Making me look bad, making Othello look bad, making Richie Slade look bad, making Orange County Championship Wrestling look bad. So thank you for that one, BA. But it was still a great match. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, the climax to the show. We had, from the Railroad of the USA, never met this guy before, but I'm pretty sure you've seen him plenty of times. Hobo, going up against Mikey O'Shea, the Urban Juggernaut's tag team partner. Irish Juggernaut was not feeling too happy. He was getting into it. These two have been tag team partners. Hobo has always been the better of the two, so it's been tough for Mikey, always being in somebody's shadow in one form of another. But in this night, Mikey O'Shea was able to pick up the win, ladies and gentlemen. But Mikey something happened to Mikey. You know what I mean? Like, he snapped in his head and he just started attacking people. Man, it was crazy. After he beat Hobo, started beating up on Hobo, started beating up on the ref. Ref comes in, started beating up on ref. Security comes in, starts beating up on security. And then you have the next generation trying to come in, at least someone with some talent to try to hold him back. And they couldn't do it. Mikey O'Shea demolished everything. He almost took me out at a point. He was seeing red, man. Like, it's a Mikey O'Shea I haven't seen before. And I've seen Mikey do heel, but I've never seen him flip the script like this. And like I said, almost put hands on me at that point. I had to, take a step off. And as I was giving the microphone, let him talk, man. And he's... you've ever been tired of being tired?
I was going to say, he posted a promo just before this match against Hobo. And he told everyone he was tired. He's not getting the opportunities and, he's not getting the eyes on him that he deserves, I believe. As much as the difference that me and Mikey have, I do believe he is a top talent in Southern California. And he's just tired. And I get him. Anyone who's been working that long in a specific industry and not getting the respect you deserve, you do get tired after a while. And we should all seen this coming after watching that promo, that it was only a matter of time before something like this happens. And we're lucky it didn't happen, at our home OCCW at the Royal Rumble or their Heartbreak City Rumble, or because he might have, broken the whole building down. Like, Mikey's a big dude, so you don't want to get in front of him when he's swinging those arms around. But
what's going on, Drew Masters? Just tuning in last minute. Sorry about that, Drew. I was just talking great things about you. Go rewind about 15 minutes. Anyways, what you were saying?
I don't know. I forgot what I was saying. Go ahead.
Just talking about Mikey's rampage, So who knows what's going to happen with Mikey O'Shea? Is he taking this aggression everywhere with him? Is he just keeping it bottled up, pulling it out whenever he needs to? I personally would like to see Mikey in this new script flipped, but at the same time, I don't want to get too close to the man. He's just tunnel vision. He's seeing red. I don't know how else you guys can explain it. Everyone at D6 knows the intensity behind him. But with that being said, you guys can see him next. We're going to see him next, at least, at the Heartbreak City Royal at OCCW, which is going to be March 30th.
Overall good show, though.
Yes.
Fantastic.
It was phenomenal. It was my first opportunity at doing ring announcement, so that was pretty cool, being able to step into those shoes. Coincidentally, one of our friends was also able to do ring announcing over in Los Angeles at LA Lucha, and that's Queen of Wrestling. We got Autumn Night. She was doing her thing. We were doing our thing. It's great to see new generation of people in the indie business come on up. Not just talking about wrestlers, but, photographers, interviewers, podcasters like ourselves, So everyone's coming up. Shout out to everything going on, because it's all about positivity at the end, right,
yeah,
guys?
everyone's coming up, but stay out of BullyZone's way.
Yeah, stay out of our lane. Do your thing, but don't come down here. And when we're coming up there, take a step to the side. But with that being said, thank you guys for everything tonight. You guys have been great. Next week, we got something nice planned for you guys. I'm not going to spoil too much. Maybe I'll send something on the airwaves, but what do you want to talk about, man? We got all this time.
Yeah, let's just the next big OCCW show, Heartbreak City Rumble. Who would you like to win? Who would you like to see win? That number one contendership by winning the Rumble? or top rope battle royal, whatever they want to call it.
Obviously, Danny Limelight needs to get this redemption. Needs to get this out of the way. Danny is going in first. He's going to walk out last. I'm not talking about the vampire. I'm talking about the Limelight, the year of the spider. He needs to get in there. Triver, he could win the Rumble, but I feel like he's already had his chance. He just lost right here last Friday. I like to freshly rotate everything. That's what I believe. I don't like the whole having someone versus someone 7, especially consecutively in a row. Maybe we'll see you jump in there. How's your training been, man? Last time we saw you in the ring was at Next Level. Maybe
we'll discuss that. Yeah, I don't want to ruin those surprises, spoilers, but I think Azrael, I think he has another great chance of winning the Heartbreak City Rumble again. That's right. He won last year. Last year he did have some help, Othello pulling guys out by their hair. I think this would be great for Azrael. He's been kind of on a slump here at OCCW. That cage match, he was forced into tag team action.
He was forced to defend Orange County against
Exodus. That's
Exodus.
Right. I'm not saying tag team is bad to be in a tag team or anything, but he
needs to be front row and center again.
Exactly. Being where Azrael has been, he's been so close to the top. He's had multiple championship opportunities against Othello last year. Was unable to capitalize, so I think he gone back to the drawing board. Saw everything he's done wrong, saw where to fix the mistakes, so when he wins again, he doesn't do the same mistake of not winning at the next show.
There you go.
So that's someone I think I would like to see. Any sleeper picks, anyone you think can just go out there, surprise win, and then challenge Houston.
Well, the biggest surprise is we don't know exactly who's all going to be there. It's just like the Royal Rumble in WWE. Like, we're not going to find out till a couple hours before. It might get a little leak, but that's going to be the biggest surprise, just seeing who can possibly show up to possibly beat Uberstead. So that's what I can't wait for. I'll probably have more information about that the week before. I'll try to get some info going on.
Well, I do know John Malice said Damon Devine would be entered into this Rumble. Now, I saw Damon Devine last night at 3PW, and let me tell you, this man, you see pictures of this man, you see how big he is. Those pictures do not do him any justice at all. He's 3 times larger in person. This man is quite possibly the most well-packaged man. I think he has a little bit of everything. A good question. Would you have a lot of one thing or enough of everything? A bit of everything. And I think that's what Damon Devine has. He has. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to win last night against Sin Bodhi. I think that just comes to experience at that point. Damon was in control a lot of the time, though. So I do think he could, if he gets a good number, I think Damon Devine wins.
Well, we'll see, because as we've learned, it's not all about having power. You have to have the technicality and the speed to outlast your opponents, as well as the durability. So, I don't know. Just because he's got the speed or just because he's got the big build, I wouldn't put too much against him. Joey the Bull participated last year, and we all know that he was a Santino Marella of Heartbreak, bro. And if you don't get that, go check out OCCW's YouTube page.
He wishes he was Santino Marella. Joey the Bull was in there for way too long. Santino got 1 second. Joey got about 228 seconds too long in the ring for that Rumble.
Want to shout out to VWE again. Shout out to Lapel. Yeah, I actually was able to try out one of those Purple Haze, those concoctions that you guys are putting me on, and straight grape. So thank you, Lapel. Yeah.
Slick and Nasty, they're there. They have some great shirts. If you ever see them at any shows, definitely check out their merch. They got hats, they got beanies. I was so close to getting a bucket hat. Shout out to Schoolboy Q. He put me onto that. Slick and Nasty.
Oh, yeah, we were the cabrones who bought sweaters for $40. That was a fun little story. Came with a cute pin, though, so thank you again to Mariachi Loco. Super cool seeing you again, man.
Speaking of Mariachi Loco, I think that's someone who just completely went over my head. I think if he's in the Rumble, I think he
can bring it.
Yeah. I think he's one of those guys, any number he enters, he can win it.
There you go. I believe that. I can follow that. I can get behind that. Just so you guys know, you guys can check me out next in Barstow on April 20th as Destination 6 presents Overload. I don't know exactly what's going on. All I know is I'm going to be overloaded. I have so much going on. I might take the night off after work to not go to work. Good stuff going on. Shout out to Wrestling California. Make sure you guys follow them. They got some great photos of 3PW show last night. Already uploaded to their channel. That's Wrestling California, guys. Shout out to MPW watching right now. I got Danny Devine. What's going on, boss? You and Danny Moon over there killing the game. Want to make our way out there very soon.
Shout out Just Joel Inc. Keeping the lights on.
Just Joel Inc. That's it. Just Joel. Shout out to DJ SoCal, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys need a DJ for any of your shows, if you guys need some guest commentary, you guys need someone over there to hold the YouTube button. Everybody shout out to your boy DJ SoCal. Oh, man.
Anything you want to see at WrestleMania while we got 30 seconds left?
I'm already excited
Like
just to find out that Alexa Bliss is going to be hosting it. So now I'm going to have to watch it.
I don't get the whole point of a WrestleMania host. Last year they didn't do it. It's like,
you wouldn't get it if you weren't there. I could understand that sitting there and, when we go to live shows, we don't hear the commentary. So maybe.
No. It's just WWE. They're not consistent with it.
Yeah, well,
they had it
trial in there. I don't know, man. Maybe
they
couldn't get Flo Rida booked again. I don't know.
They've been trying to do this since WrestleMania 27 when The Rock hosted, and then it's like no host.
Well, you can't go from most electrifying to something else,
Yeah, so they just need to have a host every year if they're gonna want me to care about them having a host.
Well, maybe this is the start.
This could be the start.
You give him a chance. Give Miss Bliss a chance. The future ex-wife of DJ SoCal.
Yeah, it's just if they want to host, go the Oscar way. No host. Wrap the show up in 20 minutes.
There you go.
Or get Kevin Hart. He needs to host something.
Kevin Hart, I'm good on that.
He didn't get to host the Oscar, so give him WrestleMania.
I'll take a pass on that. I'm sorry. With that being said, make sure you guys check out April 6th. We're going to have Amped Up Wrestling. They're making a comeback over here in Inglewood, baby. You don't want to miss. That's Amped Up Wrestling, baby. Coming back to the good old Inglewood. And with that being said, it's your boy Lance Winters. It's a good thing I don't keep my hand up during this part. That'd be, that'd be a lot of red tape to go through.
And hitting you with that planned pause, Austin Largo. Thank you for tuning in to the BullyZone podcast. Tune in next week, 3 o'clock. Don't miss it, or I'll find you. I won't find you. I don't care. I care that you watch. I don't care about you. That's what my mom said to me.
That's rough.
Yeah, pretty rough. Pretty rough that we're still here. Okay, yeah.